rub it. And hello to you. Welcome to episode 84, I think, of Dub Life. I just finished my Friday morning run. I'm gonna go take a walk right when I get done talking to you. I decided to start the video. It's a cool, overcast day. In fact, it was raining this morning. I've said this a lot in videos recently. We've had a lot of storms coming in and out. And early this morning, there were storms. I think it was the same thing that keeps rolling through, like Texas and through the southeast. I think a lot of us are having the same weather, just in stages over and over again. There's lots of tornado activity all around, lots of big thunderstorms, and it's been kind of a disconcerting spring, especially when you're already just trapped in the house and what have you. So anyway, the weather is cool, much cooler these last couple days. I'm still sweating quite a bit. No shower yet, but here we are, just right away in the morning after a run. I wanted to welcome you. Another 2-day video here, today and tomorrow, and then I'll actually be taking about 3 weeks off from filming. You, however, will not see any interruption. Episode 85 will be next Sunday. It'll just be several weeks later for me. As I'm recording this, it is May the 8th. I would imagine the next time I record will either be late May or early June, the next time that I pick up a camera. As you're watching this, it is probably something like the first Sunday of June or the second Sunday of June. So you can see I got ahead for the second time during the quarantine, where I want to get ahead and then take several weeks away. But I am trying to be consistent and give you no interruption in content, like kind of my brand, I guess you'd call it is. Very consistent Sunday at noon for, as you're watching this, 84 straight weeks. And for about, 65 or 70 of those, a trailer on Wednesday. And then over the last 25 or so, a Monday video as well. And then there's been daily dub. I've got, approaching 500 videos, I think, on the channel, something like that. It's a lot. So anyway, welcome to episode 84. I promise you there's a couple things we're going to do in this video. We're going to look at 3 Mezco figures. We'll probably do that pretty early in the video. And I do want to at least get a good overview look of the Vitruvian Hacks horsies. I think they're called the Mighty Steeds is the proper name. So I do want to do that in this. I got out a bunch of my Vitruvian Hacks, have all the horses out. We'll unbox them, not all of them, there's too many, but we'll definitely set up some and take a closer look, as well as the Mezco figures. And I think that'll get me caught up on toys, and we may try to transform on the camera one of those Optimus Primes. We'll see. That we looked at last video. That was just yesterday when I opened them, and they're still sitting on the kitchen counter because I don't really have a place for them at the moment. So we may try to transform one just so everybody can make fun of Dub, because I hadn't transformed a Transformer since I was like 10. So we'll see. What else do we got going on? It's Friday. Hopefully the workday is quiet today. It's been quiet early this morning, so I'm hopeful. We will cook with Dub tonight. And I think I'm going to make some Cajun blackened tilapia. That's what I feel like making. I got to see if I have all the ingredients I need. I don't know what I'll make as a side item. I might make potatoes, maybe green beans. I could go for butter beans. I don't know what I have. I probably won't make greens, but I could. I'll see what I got with me. And then tomorrow, grocery store run. Maybe I don't think I need to go to Walmart. We'll get some takeout food. And whatever else. So I think it'll be a fun video, 2-day video. A lot more toys again. I think there may be one package coming today, but not a lot of package situation. If it's the package I think it is, it's a really nice one. It's one I'm very excited to have, and I think you'll like it too. So I need to now go take a walk and do some ring fit, take a shower, get ready for work. But welcome to episode 84. Give us a feel it. Did you say it? Feel it? Type it in the comments. Safety. I love when you stare at me. I'm just... Okay. So I took a shower. I'm fresh and clean. Package. Would you like to see what's in the package? We're going to open it, and then we're going to try to transform an Optimus Prime and see how it goes. I'm a little worried that it's going to go poorly, but at least you'll get to laugh at me. Let's see what's in the package. Here's what was in the package. Amazing Spider-Man 50 from 1967. 1.0 grade, I don't care about that. First appearance of Kingpin, Wilson Fisk. Kingpin, a top 5 favorite villain across everything for me. Really, really like it. I love that cover. This is a book I've wanted for so long. We're looking for people who like to draw. Johnny Carson, Ed McMahon cameo. This is a big book, expensive book. Big books like this, I want low grades because they're so expensive. And I just want to own a piece of history. I'm not trying to flip this or sell it or later. I want to own a piece of history. So I intentionally want low grades of some of these things because it looks good. You can see it's been read and worn, and it's got writing on it. I mean, this is a piece of history. This is so cool. So I am super pleased with this. Got my command strip. Remember, I've got to use the mediums because I didn't have any smalls. So one medium will go on the back. Let's get it on the wall. So for now, I just put it on top of the ones you saw me put up recently here on the side. It is a first appearance. So these 3 are my first appearances, and it's a big time first appearance. I'd like to have it over here by the Galactus first appearance or the Venom first appearance, but I don't feel like moving all this stuff around, rearranging everything, etc. So for now, it's gonna live there. I add slabs, a couple a month usually, so this can get rearranged over and over again. So I'm just gonna leave it there. I think it looks good right there. It's at a prominent place. I can walk right up to it and see it right above the Scotty Young cover. Let's go transform Optimus Prime. Okay, here we are. I've decided that the previously owned one will be the one that I choose to use just because, if you remember in the last episode, the joints and such were already loose because it had been used and played with, probably transformed a few times. Plus, I think the classic red and blue in the truck mode, if I leave it in the truck mode, is probably what I want to do. So I don't think I have to do anything to the trailer right now. I'll put that away and spike. Let me show you. Oh, goodness. So that's quite a bit of instructions with no words, just pictures. I'm not going to do very good. That's how you put in the matrix, the energon handle, the gun, storage. Oh, you can put the gun on the roller. I'm going to do that probably. That's confusing. Trailer, removal. Oh, you put it up on top too? Oh my goodness. Battle station? This may be a fiasco, but here we go. So, I know we don't need the matrix compartment open for this, nor do we need to be holding weapons. So we'll take that off. We'll take out the blaster. We'll put the blaster, we'll put it there for the time being. That way Spike can have some weapons. All right, so step 1, I mean, what in the world, man? Like, no whatsoever. All right, so if we start right here, we're just gonna start just as it is in the picture. Just like that. I don't know if you can see it or not. And it tells me to what? Push his arms up, okay? That is step 1. That seems like not a very big step. Step 2 seems to be open up a trap door. Okay, I see. I think I see. Some type of trap door compartment down here so that you can swing his fists under there, I believe. Right? Is that what I do? I'm not going to go too early. I'm just going to open it up. That's what it tells me to do. Step 3, swing the fists. I mean, like that? Is that what I do? Those of you who have transformed Optimus Prime, I'm sure you know exactly what to do. I do not. But we are experiencing it together. Big Dub transforms a masterpiece Optimus Prime. Let's see. Now, step 4. It looks like it's telling me to push this up. There we go. Push that up. It's showing some type of little, maybe it's just showing the mechanism, how that pushes up. All right, step 5, twist the what? What? Is this twisting the feet the opposite way? Like that? Surely that's not correct. Maybe. I'm already confused here on step 5. I don't know what the heck that thing is telling me to do. All right, so there's opening compartments. I don't think it's telling me to do that, is it? Maybe it is. That? Like do that? Oh, that's what it's telling me to do. Just the little pieces is what it wanted me to do. All right, then it looks like you take his legs away somehow. Does this just go up in there? I mean, what in the... How does that work? Does it just stick up in there? I'm so terrified I'm gonna break this thing. That doesn't seem to be what it does. You see how it's like his legs get squatty? Oh, it has a really tiny, maybe they fold up in there somehow. That doesn't seem to have any type of opening mechanic. So I push this together like that. And then will that make it do something? Well, now all I'm doing is just articulating it. That's not helpful. How soon before Big Dub has to look up a YouTube video on how to do this? I can do that. I don't, what is it telling me to do? It looks like it's telling me to push this up. But that does not seem to be a thing I can do. Number 1. Is there a button? What? I mean, that is so small. Okay, there's a little button. Here? That button. There we go. That tiny thing back there. And look how small that direction is for you to do that. That's ridiculous. All right. But there we go. Now we have squatty Optimus Prime for your viewing pleasure. Now what do I have to do? Step 7. What in the... Does it tell me to put these up? Push them up, maybe? Yeah, push the little silver things up. I guess that reveals the wheel somehow. Something. It's like his hips don't lie situation. I mean, and then what? Do his feet stick together somehow? I don't believe that's gonna happen. It doesn't seem likely. Maybe that's just telling me to push it together. Number 8. Twist the whole situation around. Like that. Right now, take your bets. Will I make this look like it's supposed to look without having to stop this video? Twist it. Then it looks like you put his... Yep, you do that. creates like the tailgate kind of trailer hitch compartment situation. Where was I at there? Number 9. I mean, haven't I done that already? What is it telling me to do now? Step 8 shows Optimus facing the wheels with the weird feet down. Done it. Good. Now, this is some type of that can't be. That cannot be it. That cannot be it. What? It's telling me to twist something. I don't know. I don't know what this wants me to do. I mean, do I pull this back out? Surely not. No, I don't do that. Is there some other piece to twist? The wheel? Oh, this. Okay. There we go. I mean, that is so poorly shown. So you're exposing the wheels. I mean, I guess now that I look at it, I see that's what I did, but how difficult is that instruction? And I don't think I'm a dumb person. I just don't understand this. So now it looks like I'm going to open this up to tuck the head away, probably. Oh my. What in the world is step 11 trying to tell us? That looks like the Johnson. What? What do I do with a Johnson? There's a flip on the Johnson? I don't believe that's true. Maybe that's just the hinge maybe it's a button. So his head is still up. I've just opened up that. That's all I've done there. Step 11. All right, so that's the tailgate, not the Johnson. And what is it telling me to do? Pull out. Oh, all right. So that's the mechanism that does this, I guess. Then 12. All right. I think that was loosen it, then that's pull it down, I guess. Now what does it want me to do? I mean, this is just not, no. Do I slide it? Like, oh, maybe that's what I do. I do it like this. Some type of that. That's kind of weird. That's real weird, actually. I don't feel like that's correct. I don't feel like it's correct. Where am I making mistakes? For those of you that know. See, it just says, like, pull the thing down. Okay, I feel like I've done that. Now, what? That's not what's happened down here. I mean, I just don't know what I'm doing. I just don't know. Like, I just don't feel like this is correct. I think I've made a mistake. I've made a mistake. We've reached the point. I gotta watch a YouTube video. And we're back. I've got this video from Scorched Earth Toys, is the name of the channel. I had done everything right so far, other than I didn't pull these little flaps on his arm down. I think I now understand what this thing is trying to tell me to do. And it is these, yeah, these pieces have you have to get them out of there. Oh, the wheel is hidden in there. I mean, that is quite a piece of engineering. I will say, as I'm transforming this, it is remarkable that it looks as good as it does. And is able to transform like this. I mean, just fantastic. All right, so I've pulled those out now. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna have to keep watching.
Clearance there. It shouldn't be too difficult, but.
So you pull that out, okay.
Rotate them forward.
Rotate them forward.
As I do.
Wait, I don't want to break
I'll get to a point where I can't go any further. Obviously, I don't want to apply too much pressure. You are going to pull these pieces, these chrome pieces, very stiff chrome pieces.
All right, so rotate, pull that. I think that's what it wanted me to do. Pull that, open up the chrome. That's what he's talking about there, the chrome piece. Okay, all right, I feel like I know what I'm doing.
All the way forward, like that. See his nice reel open there. So again, go this way with it.
Huh?
Open these pieces up.
Yep, bring it.
Continue rotating around. You could see that this becomes the wheel well for the front wheel.
Yep, I see it. I do.
So you want to have those guys out. Next, you want to
Mine looks like
open
his.
up
Matrix compartment.
this area here. Now there's two pieces here, and you want to have them both open. So there's a chrome plate and a black plate. Matrix can stay in the toy the whole time.
Oh, we
also,
like it in there.
Had the gun in the bot mode stowed in the back. That can stay in the whole time.
Oh yeah, touch it.
All right, so now we can bring down.
I mean, mine looks like that.
The front.
Oh wait,
So again, you want to have.
Where did that come from? Bring down the front. All right. I've missed something.
Stowed in the back. That can stay in the whole time. There's nothing stopping you. All right, so now we can bring down the front.
Well, that is... Oh, I mean, that is such clever engineering that is the way the front works. See, this was what was confusing me is the grill down here. And I'm like, well, how in the world is the grill going to get where it needs to be? But it is because there's a different grill. Man, well, that's just Fancy Pants McGee. Fancy Pants McGillicuddy. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Let's see if I know what I'm doing now. Brought down the grill. Well, I'm just going to... This is a lot better than the instructions. So thank you, Scorched Earth Toys. You've been very lovely.
Rotate them up a little.
Bring that.
And then you can bring...
So that looks like you just flip the head underneath. Yep. Close this guy on up. Yep. Now we're starting to look like a truck. Okay, I'm feeling it. Although,
and then you can,
I didn't get very far along.
To get on to the toughest part of transformation.
Oh, no!
That is
what?
Rotating the arms into place.
There's a tougher part than all this mess we've done?
To make this next step pretty tricky. The first is this peg right here.
What did I... Oh,
rotating
man.
the arms into place. Peg right here. So you're rotating the arms into...
All right, let's see if I can do the toughest part on my own. I did that. Okay, so... The smokestack has to be... It's like this goes back here, but then this comes through. I'm just looking at it now. I'm not even looking at the instructions. I'm just trying to figure out how... I see what needs to happen. I understand it. Oh, there we go. I think that may have been a positive little click I had. Yeah, that peg. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, we're working it, you know. That is kind of complicated. It's like the perfect... All right, look. I'm not looking at the instructions or watching the video. Yes. Can I do that again? Because that was almost accidental. This, how did I do that? That went back is what happened. Because the smokestack, I gotta open up that for sure. I gotta stick it on in there. I gotta get that peg. The pegs here are a challenge. Oh, we're doing so good. I think. Are we almost there? We're almost there, friends. All right. Is that what it's... Am I there? What about this? Oh, did I mess up? Did I screw the pooch here? Wait, no. There we go. Okay. think I'm almost there. I believe in myself. Why don't I have a chrome? Oh, I've messed something up. Oh no, I gotta get this guy out. So that, oh, well these are much easier to do like that. All right. I'm almost there. Look how close. It's these, like that, clip into place. Does this have a, how did that clip into place? That clips into place. That clips, that's not very good. I've messed up. I'm so close. I'm so close. All right, let me keep watching it. See, I know that there's like pegs that I'm just barely missing, and that's causing these things to not just completely, see what, how does that, oh, maybe not. Maybe that is not a peg as much as it's a mechanism. There we go, maybe. See, one keeps popping in, the other keeps popping out. That's not what we want. That's subpar. See, when I push one in, all right. I gotta watch him again.
To place. There are two pegs that make this next step pretty tricky. The first is this peg right here, and the second is this peg right here. So you have a peg that's kind of getting in the way of where the arm wants to move vertically, and you have a peg that'll get in the way of where it wants to move in the back here. So
come on now.
Between those two pegs, you need to navigate this arm back, and you can see that extension piece is going to make it so the arm is way aft of where it needs to be.
Aft. I like that word. That's a good word.
This piece around, and there's that peg, which now needs to get underneath. So I think talking about these things often makes them worse. You can see also the wheel well is a very tight fit right there. I can pull it down a little bit.
It's that.
Focus on one.
It makes me sad.
So let's get the front peg. Needs to get in underneath.
Front peg needs to get in. I think that's my problem. Is I don't have the front peg in on this side. Because I think this side is okay. Right? I think if I just look at that side, I think it's fine. I think the problem is this arm. Oh, friends, I thought I was going to be able to complete this just live with all of us watching, and I may have to stop and do it off camera. And that makes me sad. It makes me not as happy as I was. See what? I don't even see. Maybe that's not. Oh, I'm sorry, instructions or whatever, Spike. Yeah, I gotta finish it off camera, and then we'll look at it. I think we got there. I was so close. I mean, it was really what he was talking about with maneuvering these pegs underneath, but look. Looks good. And even though I will probably never untransform this or transform it back to robot mode, I might. It was fulfilling. And I will tell you, being the first masterpiece transformer that I've ever put together, or transformed, remarkable engineering in these. Like, they're expensive toys, but you see why. I mean, it is so incredible, the way that works, and they still make it look like the cartoon. It looks really good. So I know that was longer than you thought. Hopefully you enjoyed it, or maybe you fast forwarded. I know we're not starving for content, so I'm going to keep Spike in his little vehicle with the blaster. Let's see. So the trailer, I think it should be pretty easy. Yeah, these just fold down. It has some slots that I would imagine is how you put it in. I do want to store, oh, I'm trying to push it. There we go. I want to store his axe in there, as I think that's the way. All right, so this should not be a challenging thing, I hope. Should just kind of go in the hole. Well, maybe if I had it straight, it'd go right on in. You know, sometimes you gotta aim. You know what I'm talking about. Is that in the hole? Maybe? That is not. Nope, that did pour. That feels like it's in the hole. Hey, you can't see it. Let's pull this down here. Then maybe you can see it. Not quite, gotta go lower. Pack, no, that's not package. So look. Auto fashion and a call suit. So, you got Spike on top. And it does have a little hinge point, so you can see you can steer him around. Well, that was fun. I gotta go back to work, because that took far too long. But there you go, we transformed an Optimus Prime. Okay, back at it. And this will be the final toy thing we do on today. And then tomorrow, we gotta go deep on the horsies. But today, we're gonna look at these 3 Mezco, and then we'll cook with Dub, and, you know, go to tomorrow. So, these are both new. This is a previously owned that David helped me out. Classic Punisher, one of the hardest to get Mezco figures. That's not the Gomez. Some of the Gomez's from Asia are really hard, or Toy Fair. But in terms of Mezco exclusive, really hard to get. We will start, let's start with, this should be the Hal Jordan. Yeah, the Hal Jordan Green Lantern, PX exclusive. So it comes in the nice tin. I actually quite like the way Mezco packaging is different depending on the type of exclusive. The small ones with the really nice art for the Mezco exclusive, but you can see on this Mezco exclusive, that's not the way they used to do it. I think this may be one of the very first Mezco exclusives along with Dark Knight. But then the tins for the PX that you have to get through Diamond, comic shops, that type of thing. So really nice tin. I have so many of these now. Here's the instructions. I'm sure it's going to work the same way as the John Stewart Green Lantern. Shows how the lantern light up works, which is a very cool feature. I'm not going to put the batteries in that lantern because I've got John Stewart displayed that way, where if you bring up the power ring to the lantern, it makes it light up. That's so cool. That's such a cool effect. But these come with so many other effects that I hope they keep making, like all the Green Lantern Corps, and I want to be able to display them with some of the effects. So there's the stand. We are going to use the stand and the arm, actually, this time. I'm going to have this one flying. I have not been using the arms much recently, just because I don't have room for the Mezco figures to begin with. And when they're flying, I have even less room. It has a couple extra Green Lantern chest pieces in there as well, I guess, in case you lose. I don't know, maybe they're different. No, they look the same. Maybe that's just if you lose it. So, take out the peg hole. We'll use that in a bit. And then underneath, there's also the bag if you like to keep your Mezco pieces in the bag they provide, and the batteries. And the extra Green Lantern chest piece. That's what he looks like there. You see he's got a bunch of different effects, which I like. Looks like he's got alternate head and 6 alternate hands for a total of 8, including the ones that are on him. So I'm trying to remember what's different from this one than the John Stewart. It may be this effect. This big, yeah, so that's like a big shield, and it has the fist in it. You can see that? We may be using that. So it has like a ball, kind of the green power ball. It has him shooting out this. That is a reuse, I believe, of what Space Ghost had. Then it has this effect as well with the ring. I actually quite like that one also. Like the brightest day type effect. The lanterns are beautiful. We'll take a closer look of however I finally display him. All of these, once I get them out. And then here's the figure. Looks great. I'm a little surprised. I thought maybe they'd have a Kyle head, or put 3 different heads. Since you can't see the skin, you could have a John Stewart head too if you wanted to have the exact same outfit. But I hope they do like a Kyle head. Oh, I want a bunch of Lantern Corps. I love collecting. I used to have all the zombies, the Darkest Night DC Direct stuff. That was really cool. So there's the figure. I know you can't see that real close. That's kind of the grimacing face. The other face is like a screaming, a yelling face, which is the one we will use. Take that off. And how should I display this? I'm gonna have him on the flight stand. Do I want him to use, how does this work? Does this peg over his, oh, that's a peg in and of itself. So this is a, so since these all come off the ring, they're all the same hand. Yeah, those are both right hand. There's so many of them are all the right hand because of the nature. I didn't show you this fist that has like a little trail of the green energy on it. That's cool too. What to do? Do I use this one? Or I think I'm going to use this one and then try to use the fireball effect, even though that doesn't make any sense. That's okay. So the problem is when you're using the hand effects that have these that go with the ring, you don't have anywhere to put the extra hands. You just have to stick them in there. So the right hand has the ring. So this has a peg hole. Let's see if it'll work on either side. I think it probably will. Just peg it in, right? Peg it in, maybe. But there may be something unique about the right arm peg hole for these. I don't know. Doesn't seem to want to go in, but there may be an angle because he does have like a wrist guard that could be causing a problem here. Yeah, I'm not sure that that'll peg in there. Someone else can tell you if it does, but I don't want to break it. And it does not. It's not cooperating with me. Or maybe that was it. See, I know that doesn't really make sense, but you know, it's my toy. And I can display it however I want to. So, I think that's the way I'm going to do it. Kind of the double thing rather than just having a random open hand. That way I can use the effects. It comes with these cool effects. I think I've talked about that in another video. When I was opening those Optimus Primes, you know, it's sad when you, fell out. All right. After I was about to talk about how I love being able to use more effects instead of just, like, this stuff's going to go in here, and I don't know when the next time I'll open up this is. Maybe never, literally. Like, it may not ever happen. And so you get all these cool effects that you don't get to use. And, you know, it's kind of sad. Because all the hard work that goes into these, you want to be able to use it. So, back in the tin, it goes. I'm just going to use like the grippy hand for him. Let's do that. Try to get all this situation back in there where it needs to be. Close that up. Plastic. All right, so seamless suit. I know that they're going to have some seamless figures soon. I think there's a Batman coming that has a seamless figure. Silicone all throughout, so you can have super articulation. This guy's really articulated. Package. So, how do I want to pose him? I want, let's see. It's like he's going to leap into action somehow. I don't know. Maybe this type of like hot pants type, you know, maneuver. One of those. Get the angle. Actually, I'll have him be high. And open up this thing. Let's see. Yeah, I think that works. What do you think? I think that works. On to Pennywise. Now to the clown. How you doing over there, Hal? I do really love Mezco figures. I have love-hate relationship with them as a company. I think a lot of the ways they've done certain business is pretty poo-poo. But they make amazing products. Their communication is not good. They constantly have website issues. I don't complain that much. I mean, I used to, but you know, the nature of exclusives is part of collecting. It's just part of it. And since I've just made it a habit that I've got to be ready to get their exclusives, then I do it. I know that's not realistic for a lot of people, either because of cash flow or because of work and everything else. And I've missed some because of that, but they're just, I love their products so much, and I always enjoy opening it. Oh, that is creepy. So his stand is with him. This has the arm, but then it has the painting right there. I'm not even opening that. Nope, I'm a pass. So he's got 3 alternate heads, a ripped off arm, is that the boat? And the balloon. And then 5 additional hands as well. Looks like it's going to be very, very nice. I'm not a horror guy, to be honest. Horror movies not my thing. I know they are a lot of people's things. I have all the Mezco horror because I have all the Mezco everything. And I try to. And like the Jason Mezco figure is so good. So, and I think I have a Freddy crew. Yeah, they're really, really nice. They're iconic characters, so it's nice to have in the collection. I'm just not into that. Mentally, I try to keep the things that go in my mind positive and pure as best I can. There's enough of that has to go in otherwise. And I've just found in my life, when I watch like true horror, murder things, killing things, that it ends up affecting me. It just ends up having a negative impact on my life, and I don't like what it makes me feel, so I don't do it. You just make choices to put things in your body that help you. So I choose not to do that, but I like the design of the characters, and the characters are so iconic. And some of the movies I've actually quite enjoyed, but it's just not a thing that helps me mentally be where I need to be, and that's just unique to me. That's all it is. I don't judge anybody that does watch it. I obviously am collecting some of the figures. And I think NECA has made some tremendous things. But, oh wow. I just went right for the figure. Usually I take other stuff out first. This is, oh my goodness. Now this figure is a little more expensive than a normal Mezco. It was a regular release, but I think it was 10, 20 bucks more expensive. And it's got to be because of all these heads. But like the stitching and the cloth work, wow, I mean, it's great. It's great. And that face sculpt, woo! We'll look closer when I switch the camera. So I think I'm obviously going to use the balloon. I'm just going to use the balloon hand. I know that. It's the right hand. And then he also has... So I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know why there's an arm. I don't know why there's a boat. I'm assuming maybe he uses that to lure people to be eaten or whatever happens. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I am not using the severed arm accessory. Here's the stand. Pretty straightforward. He also has these hands that seem to be decayed from whatever scene that is in the movie. And I think I'm going to use one of those because they're cool. Like, they're designed really cool. Even though it may not make sense with the balloon. Yeah, it's like the flesh is being eaten off of the hand. So that's the right hand. Just replace. I don't want to... Man, the clothing and the fabric is amazing on this figure. Just amazing. They really know what they're doing. I'll switch that hand after because I'm worried. I don't want to mess up, bend the balloon, stem, cord, whatever it be called. All right, so nowhere to put that right now. I just have to live in there. So this is the smiling face. There's like a stoic face, then like a big teeth grin, like Baraka from Mortal Kombat, and then the open big teeth grin, where it looks like he wants to eat somebody. I ain't using that one. I ain't using the eat someone face. Does he eat people? But I am gonna eat. Oh, and this is like messy hair with the big teeth Baraka grin. It's and these are the head sculpts that have the neck built in, similar to the first release of the Joker, and some other ones here and there have that type of, they have different, sometimes they have this neck, you can see, other times they have a peg. This one, the peg's on the body, not the head. So that, a lot of Mezco heads you can move around and be interchangeable from figure to figure. These you cannot. So I'm gonna have that face. I think that face looks good. Let me put in this balloon hand. Sounded like it's snapped into place. That, and then the come hither hand with the rotted flesh. It seems... Oh! Hand fell off after I was trying to be careful. I thought it snapped, but I guess it didn't. Guess I misheard. I'm just missing the peg. It's kind of challenging because of all the ornate fabric on the clothes. And now his other hand. I didn't have either hand on there. I'm doing a poor job. You can see why I'm not a reviewer, unboxer, any of that. I'm not very good at this. It takes me a period of time typically to get things the way I want them to be. Man, this is, the peg holes are actually quite tight. Looks like it's a bendy wire on the balloon, which is fine. I'm doing a poor job, friends. Just like I did with Optimus. Does anybody have this figure out there? Anybody collect the Mezco horror stuff? Am I on there now? I think I'm on there now. Let's see if I can get the other one on. Any, I know they've got, I think Alien and Predator coming up, which I know is not traditional horror. So that kind of stuff that I don't really consider horror. Suspense, thrillers, I'll watch those. Like, I really enjoy Silence of the Lambs. I know a lot of people consider that a horror movie. That's not a horror movie. That's a suspense movie. Maybe I would call, I classify that as suspense, thrilling, because of the deaths, the crime, that stuff is not quite so visible in that you're not seeing people kill people all the time. Now, when you get into some of the sequels and prequels of Hannibal Lecter, that's different. Those get pretty gory, and that's not a thing I'm really looking for too often in my life. So there we go. Looks good. No, he's leaning back. Let me get him to lean forward. The balloon, I'm worried that balloon may be too top heavy. Maybe I need well, I can't slide it down because it's permanently, it's not in a, yeah, it just stays that way. Well, I have to trust that they've done it the right way so that it won't weigh down over time. And there we go. Pennywise. So our final toy today. Mezco exclusive classic version of the Punisher. Again, a figure that I'm very grateful to David. You see that one, you top open. These older Mezco figures have a like a slip cover like that. But those do not. I don't think. Maybe they do still. But they don't slip out from the side. And then a window box. And there you see the art that now lives on the back. So they've changed their packaging a little bit, even though the packaging is very similar sized. They've certainly changed the nature of it. Let me show you that art again, because that's awesome. That's really nice. This is an old figure, one of the very first Mezco came out with. Very sought after, the white vest version of the Punisher from Mezco. And the last one I needed to own all the regular Mezco PX and Mezco exclusives that David helped me with, and I'm very thankful to him. I have not seen David in a long time, and I miss him. Hopefully I get to see him again soon. Just the arm in the bag underneath. Punisher doesn't need the arm. He's not going to be flying necessarily. So, I mean, there you go. He's got a sniper rifle, a shotgun, a couple pistols, a knife. This maybe was the first one that ever came with weapon with like bullet effects. I have a bunch of Punishers. The only one I don't have is the Toy Fair one, the blackout one. That's unobtainable practically. There's a few Toy Fair Mezco figures I'm just never going to have. Unfortunately, I don't need you open anymore. So he's got a couple faces. He's got 6 extra hands, but there he is. The very sought after classic Punisher, and it's because of that white vest, really. He has a place to put his knife on the back. A good one, like we talked about. I like it when all their accessories can go on them and not stored away. So I do like that about this figure is you can do that. Let me get that knife. Let me clear my throat. You know, type of thing, right? If I can get the knife in there. There we go. Knife in place. That's good. He can holster both of his pistols, which is good as well. That one is longer, so this is the shorter one, I believe. Let's see. Maybe I'm incorrect. No, I think that's right. I think that's right. Maybe not, because it does have the bolt action thing coming out. The clips are removable on Mezco guns, especially these Punisher ones. There's a clip, and it actually opens and closes like on a spring. So you can cock it. You could have him cocking it and actually show that for figure photography or whatever, which is remarkable. I mean, I know the fully loaded Punisher, another incredibly sought after figure that has all those different bullet effects and neat things like that people really enjoy. No, okay. So the smaller gun must go in the side holster. I just got to figure out the way to get the actual mechanisms work. There we go. It's got a holder, and it does actually like button up. So you just gotta maneuver it. There we go, back into place. Big gun, 6-shooter, revolver goes into the side. Yeah, we like it. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, ooh la la. All right. Well, if I can get the button to button, we'll be good to go. So here's a conflict that I just have as a collector. I love it when they make these functional holsters, and they've got places where you can snap things closed, zip things up, whatever. I'm also my hands are big. I'm a big guy. It's hard to get them in sometimes. So it is also not easy to deal with. He has so there's like the kind of shotgun. He also has this big sniper rifle. I don't think I'm going to use that. Because the space to like have him laying down using that is not space I'm going to have available. So that's a grimace face. He has a screaming face. What's the other face? Oh, it's like the beat up face. That's what we're using. We're using the beat up face. Where he's been through it, you know. Maybe he just had a nice knockdown drag out with old Wilson Fisk or something. Who we saw earlier in the episode. So, if I have him holding a shotgun, let's see. Will that hold it? I mean, one of the challenges of a shotgun, there we go, is it's the way a shotgun is, you hold it unusually. So it's not like the normal trigger hands for like a pistol that come with toys often don't work, but this one seems to work. Again, kind of tight pickle. There we go. So, should I have him like holding the shotgun? Probably so, right? Like with the other hand. So, if I do this, I can have him like he's going to cock it. Does this cock? It does. So the slide actually moves, if you see, which is so cool. Again, that's a detail that's not necessary. A lot of people probably never even realize it happens, but it's just their attention to detail. And this is early in their line, too. Early in their line. All right, he's not going to be as articulated as others because this is early. But there we go. We got him with a shotgun. It does have the blast effect that will plug into the shotgun, but we're not going to do that. But you see like the bullet effect, that's better for the pistols. But it won't make any sense because I don't have him shooting it, I have him holding it. And then he has a Punisher skull stand, which we will use. And get his boots on in there. And there he is, old Frank. Ready to do some damage. Very sought after figure. Thank you again to David. Let me flip the camera. Let's take a closer look. There they are. There's Green Lantern Hal Jordan with the shouting face. There is Pennywise. See how his hair's different? Not as kempt. See if I can show. Yeah, you can see like the rotted away part of that hand. And then there's Punisher, beat up face. You can see where the weapons go, booty, all that jazz. I think they look really nice. So I'm actually going to try to take some pictures of these guys. I'm going to use my iPad and maybe put a backdrop behind them that looks like they're doing something out of the backdrop. I don't know. I'm going to try to do something fun. So if that was successful, here they are. Look above me. If all you do is see these same pictures right here, the three in front of you, then I was unsuccessful. But either way, hopefully you just saw 3 pictures. And next up, cooking with Dub. In my continued quest to randomly have weird camera angles, which I've been experimenting with a little bit over the last few episodes, you're now hanging from the microwave door. Overhead shot of the green beans we're going to start making. I've already got started a little bit, but I forgot to start recording, so we're going to start doing that right now. So I'm going to have a big pot of green beans and potatoes. Friday night, I'm hungry. Been working hard this week. I want a lot of food, so I'm going to make a lot. So again, Splenda. I've shown you this basic process that I make. The vegetable is somewhat agnostic. It doesn't necessarily matter. I make my vegetables very similar. However, if it's like a corn or carrots or even just potatoes, if it's not a green, so green beans or collard greens or turnip greens or butter beans, something that's green, I don't necessarily wilt it like I do things that are green and I want to kind of soften up and bring in the flavor. Something like a potato, carrots, they're not going to perform the same way. So I don't do that with that. They more stew, if that makes sense. Just kind of take on the flavor. So, big pack, full pack of the Goya, since it's a big old pot of beans today. So we had 4 things of Splenda to sweeten and wilt. A little bit of ham seasoning, well, a whole pack of the ham seasoning, the Goya. Mixing it in a little bit. And we want a good pot liquor. So that's really what I'm doing here is when I want a pot liquor and a butter bean and a green bean and a greens. When I want a sauce almost that it can be cooked in. Shouldn't need a ton of salt, but we'll put some in there. And again, I like a fair amount of pepper in my veggies. Still got a few peppercorns in there. I'm going to need it for the main dish as well. And then we will drop a couple droplets of this aged soy sauce. Again, I just like a hint of that in my vegetables typically. Just a little earthiness that comes from this especially. I don't know. It's just a thing that I specifically like. I know that's an uncommon thing. Some Louisiana hot sauce. Fair amount of that. So you can see, what is that? Piece of the label. That was interesting. I don't know what that was. And let me grab this. The final item that we do in the beans. And you see, this is really not complicated. The way that we cook this. You just have to know what you're doing from the ingredient perspective. So we want some butter. That is not an insignificant amount of butter, I'm aware, but Friday night, you know, that's what we're going to do. We're going to butter it up. Mr. DJ, can you put on the request line? And then how that song went, DJ, please pick up your phone on the request line. I don't even know if you could hear me all the way over here. So that's what we do. The challenge with cooking the vegetables this way is more watching the chemical breakdown that happens. So you want all these things to merge. You want to bring them down. So like as I just turn it on and we're going to bring it up to a boil, you don't want it to boil practically long at all. A very small amount of time because you can scald everything. These are things that cook at different temperatures all in here together. And so you could easily get a very burnt flavor in your vegetables instead of the very rich, complex. My camera just stopped recording while that's where you were hanging. What I was saying is, if you're not careful, you can burn it and get a scald instead of the complex flavor profile that you want. So, as I've done already, once they come to a boil, you can hear it's still not ready. Hear those little pops? Once it comes to a boil, maybe 15, 20 seconds, stir it up, let it back on, 15 seconds, then push it to the side like I have, turn the eye down to nearly all the way to low, let the eye cool down, almost where you can touch it. I can't quite touch it yet. And that's why when I put it back on, it's making that noise. We don't want that noise anymore. We want to bring it quickly to temperature. Then we want to bring it down, then warm it back up slowly and let it simmer with the lid on and let it absorb the flavor. So that's what I was talking about when the camera shut up. It's poopy. Main dish. So for the main dish today, we're going to do tilapia. I think I've done that on video before. I've got 2 frozen tilapia. They're the individual vacuum sealed ones you can get at any grocery store. They're really good. Last time I made them like almond crusted with a little spice. This time I want to make Cajun blackened. Just a good blackened, spicy tilapia. But they are frozen still. I only just took them out 15 minutes ago. Last time I de-thawed them, I think it only took like 6 or 8 minutes to cook on a low temperature. This time I'm not sure. But first we got to get the seasoning on. I've got the air fryer preheating to 390, and I'm going to start with 12 minutes. But we need a little bit of olive oil so that we can get the seasoning on here. So just a little bit. I'm just gonna rub it with this hand here. Get it into place. I use these little to-go containers when I'm doing like breading or seasoning like that. Just makes it easier to not have a huge, giant mess. There we go. Pretty good. Now, I need both hands. I always think I'm doing something fine, and then I need both hands. I'm gonna do a quick wash, quick hand wash. Lots of noises in the kitchen. Lots of noises in the kitchen. The paper towel is over here behind you, so excuse me. Hopefully the camera won't turn off like it just did with the beans. Frustrating, Big Dub, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm not going to use like brown sugar like you sometimes use. I'm just going to use pure seasoning and not make it terribly sweet. So we're going to start with a pepper base, quite a bit of pepper, ground pepper. That way, hopefully some of that pepper will get into the fish as it thaws in the oven. Same with salt, not nearly as much salt because there's going to be salt in the other things that we use. Then we're going to use some garlic powder, which I use quite a bit. You see me use quite a bit. I like the taste of garlic. Garlic powder gives a nice flavorful hit to your stuff. Not a ton of that either. We're just trying to give a little base flavor profile that will get into the fish because the blackening will sit on top and almost make a crust. So this is the final thing for that. The essence, bam! And again, not terrible much, just a little bit. If you see, there you go. And that I hope gets absorbed. May it may not. If it was, if I had properly thawed this, it might go a little differently. Tony Chicharroni original Creole seasoning. This is how I'm gonna. I mean, all of this helps blacken it, but this is what I'm gonna put liberally on, quite a bit. I want to cover it all. And that's what I hope blackens up and makes the spicy, blackened fish. Tilapia. I think that's probably good. Tony Chicharroni, you see me use whenever I want something Cajun Creole. It makes me, like right now, I almost need to sneeze. It's got a little spice. There you go, that's what they look like. Let's get them in the air fryer. We're gonna try again with a weird camera angle. You see, I had cleaned it last time, but I made a grill or hot ham and cheese yesterday. And I just kind of wiped it. I didn't formally clean it. Pam, cooking spray. Try to make things not stick. Remember with tilapia, you really can't flip it. At least I don't feel like you can because it will flake apart. So, not a lot of sizzle right as I put it down there. Probably because it's frozen. But we're preheated. There's our tilapia in the basket. In the basket, in it goes. And we'll check in 12 minutes. Timer just went off. Oh yeah, those are ready. Let's open this up. Well, it looks good. I think I unfortunately need to test it with the fork to see. So if it's flaky, oh yeah. Actually, I might give it just like 2 minutes more, and then we'll eat. You can see over here I've got all the horsey stuff out, and that's a big bag of hacks. That's for tomorrow. We'll look at tomorrow, even though this is a pretty long video already. Was doing some dishes while that finished up, got these soaking. I think the extra 2 minutes was pivotal. They look really good, I think. Really nice looking. 1 serving of green beans, heaping serving of green beans, lots of pot liquor. I'm excited. I don't know that I'm gonna finish all this, but we gonna try. Let's go. You know what time it is. It's eating time. I'm gonna have a little tater. Ooh, I hadn't even tasted the beans yet. Usually I taste along the way, and I had not. Oh, it's so good. It's one of my favorite things to make, green beans. All right. Hopefully, we were right on the extra time. Oh, it sounds juicy and succulent. Got a little crisp, which is good. We want just a little crisp. Can't get it. I don't know what you're looking at. This is hard. Here's the inside. You can hear the crisp. That's the edges with the Tonys crisping up. Inside is moist, juicy, and it's very spicy. Now, if I ordered this in a restaurant, I'd have like maybe a remoulade sauce, some type of cream sauce. I'm not going to make that. I could. I don't know the ingredients. I know how. I'm just going to eat this like it is, moist, with my beans, and enjoy it. I'm going to flip the camera real quick. Let me show you close up. I think that's a good look. You can see how juicy it is. You can see the flavor profile sitting on top of it. And the nice flaky fish. But that's going to wrap up day 1 of this 2-day video. Lots of toys again. Hope you enjoy it. I know that's originally what a lot of people came for. I hope you stay around because we just have fun. But enjoy the toys. We'll look at those horses tomorrow. We're going to leave the house tomorrow. An exciting Saturday. And see where we go. Talk to you in the morning. What's up? Day 2. It's not morning. It's actually 2:20. Slept in a little bit, got my workout in, and I've had some chores to do around the house, some things to clean up, tidy up. So I'm no schedule, running behind. We did a lot yesterday, so today won't be nearly as long as we wrap up the video, I promised, and we will look at some of those horsies. I do have this package to open real quick, show you what's inside, and then we're going to hit the road and go run some errands. Well, there we go. It's an Under Armour shoebox. The Charge Bandit Trail GTX is what I picked up. This is from an eBay store called Foot Fort. They did not have them on the Under Armour site. And they are trail shoes, as you can see. All weather. I think they're waterproof. They're Gore-Tex. All that kind of stuff. I'm hopeful that as quarantine eases up, we can get back out. Guaranteed to keep you dry. Gore-Tex products. Gore Invisible Feet. I want to start doing some hiking. And probably not trail running, but just hiking and going out and about. And that's something David's really into that I've never got to do with him. And bring the dogs and that kind of stuff. So I wanted to get some nice hiking shoes for that. So I picked these up. And it feels like tonight. I can't believe I'm broken inside. Concert in the car. It's always so fun when I get to leave the house and run errands. I have to go to Walgreens to pick up, just random stuff like deodorant, like nothing exciting. I just don't feel like dealing with Walmart or even the grocery store. Something quicker. Pick up some medicine too. And then I'm gonna pick up some takeout for lunch. We'll eat lunch, and then we'll open up the horsies and end the video. And I'm excited. I'm excited to mess around with those horsies a little bit. I think we will definitely equip one hack and put them on a horse to ride it. And then we'll also look at the I think there were 2 Kickstarter exclusives, the Sarah Francis Unicorn and the Sugar Scroll horse. We'll look at both of those. And then we will turn use a creature kit and turn one into like a Pegasus or a Dark Pegasus. So those are what I'm thinking we'll do, because I mean, there's so much stuff. All in, there's, I don't know, 50 boxes sitting there. We're not going to open all that, but we're going to check them out and see how they are. So look forward to that. And here's some more singing. American woman, stay away from me. You might been hurt, babe. That ain't no lie. Life is a highway. I wanna ride it all night long. Even more in love with me, you'd fall. You'd have it all. If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. Beep, beep, beep. I'm almost to Walgreens. Did you enjoy the concert? Squeeze it! There we are, Walgreens. I have not been here. It's probably been 10 or 12 weeks. Even out here in this area near where the Atlanta Falcons practice, which is like, I don't know, 20 minutes from my house. But it's the Walgreens I chose to come to. It's where I usually go. I go to Walgreens. There's two I go to. One's by the mall. But here we go. I just noticed a gal out of the corner of my eye. I guess the Wonder Woman 84 Revlon line. I don't know. It just struck me. I hadn't seen that. I guess by now the movie would have been out normally, so all the marketing and product promotion stuff is probably out there. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I got stopped by the candies, as happens. Tempted to get this. Last chance, 1.9 pound bag of Sour Patch Kids watermelon. Victoria, I know, like Sour Patch Kids. That is the best. The Charlie Sour Bright Crawlers big bag, but we may get that. I mean, it's 1.9 pounds for $4.49 or 2 bags for $4. That's the value. This unusual display just in the middle, but it's got the Beta Ray Bill pop. I've not seen that. I didn't know that was a thing. Just a random wheelable display of some toys and, of course, some poopsie slime surprise. Well, look at the wall of yellow promotions on deodorant. Looks like it was the right day to come here for deodorant. That's what I wear. The Old Spice Pure Sport Antiperspirant. Buy one at $4.49, get one 50% off. Usually I buy like a 2-pack. Is it a 2-pack? There's a... No. Huh. I mean, but just look at the Ambassador, the Scent of Excellence. Just the name of it makes me want to get one. The Scent of Excellence. Maybe I will. Ooh, Captain, the Scent of Command. They're very good with their marketing. This is what I've got. I had to get some shampoo also. Shampoo's always hard. There's never really a thing I want. Like, I don't really want 2-in-1s. 3-in-1s, you know, I don't feel like the same thing can shampoo, condition, and wash a ball bag. So, I don't know. They got me. I'm a sucker. Scent of Excellence. Bravery, and the what is that one called? Yeah, Bravery and Birkenham. They got me. Whatever. It is what it is. And the Sour Patch Kids. So, if anyone has a good men's shampoo recommendation, it's just the shampoo. Because I use a different conditioner sometimes, and you don't always want to condition. Here's this stuff. I haven't looked at this stuff in forever. Becky Lynch, Avatar, Burnt, Santa Jack, The Rocketeer, Power Rangers. I don't think any of this is stuff I want. There is a Maeve from Westworld, Walgreens exclusive I'd like. Alright, let me get out of here. Okay. Walgreens complete, which is good. Now I'm going to pick up some lunch. I was thinking I haven't eaten Mexican this whole time. And normally we actually eat Mexican quite a bit. That's a establishment I don't think about in terms of small business, but they are. They're still just family-owned small businesses. But because, like, the nature of going to the Mexican restaurants, you know, getting chips and salsa and sitting down with a bunch of people, very communal, very social, at least for my group of friends and family. That's, you know, have a good time. And so you don't don't eat Mexican alone that often. Every once in a while I do. So I don't even think about it the way I do some of the other places I'm going to take out. So I'm going to call the Mexican restaurant near the house, or the one kind of close to the house that I like, see if I can get pickup from them. And hopefully I can. Success! Success! I ordered 3 pollo asada tacos and some rice and beans and hopefully some chips and salsa. I got this super peach tea when I was in there at Walgreens, or right behind me. Narino peach antioxidant infused by super tea. I don't know if it's good or not. I wanted something. Yeah, it is good. It's good. I wanted something to drink on my way back from the distant, faraway Walgreens that was cold and wet in my mouth. That was weird. I'm sorry. I'll see you at home. We are home, and we've got a big old sack. I am so excited. So the chippies came in a bag with some salsa, came with rice and beans in a separate container, and then this was all nice foil wrapped up. The pollo asada tacos. Look how delicious that looks. And I'm just going in. We ain't gonna watch me eat. We got a chip. Oh, I haven't had chips and salsa in a long time. This is gonna be delightful. I'm gonna eat lunch, kick it for a bit. Horsey time. Let me tell you, that's the first time I've had Mexican food. It's May. Since at least February, probably January or early February. It was so good. I just want to get it again for dinner. It was so good. I haven't been to swap meet in months and months. And all the places I normally eat Mexican food, I haven't been able to go to. So, it was good. But here we go. Let's wrap this video up with Horsies. So this sack is actually a bunch of Vitruvian hacks and other 3 3/4 stuff. I don't have a place for my 3 3/4 things to be on display. So we'll put that sack to the side. Real quickly, let's look through what we've got. So we've got 2 of the smoke, the dark horse. We only have 1 shield, the white horse, Goldie. Here's Sarah Francis. That was one of the Kickstarter exclusives, I believe. And then the Sugar Skull was the other. We'll look at those. We'll open those. And then Kaiwiki, the elk. And then all this other stuff. So we want to definitely, all right, I know we're going to look at a Sarah Francis. I know we're going to look at Sugar Skull. I know we're going to look at Kaiwiki. Those 3 I know we're going to do. If we're going to look at Kaiwiki, we'll use the Elven Light Tack Kit, because that's, the elk is for the elves, as well as the Elven Gear archery set. So that's for Kaiwiki. We probably won't look at the other, well, we might. So I've got a Dark Pegasus creature kit. We'll do that with Smoke. We'll turn Smoke into a Dark Pegasus. I think that sounds like a good time. And that's for Shield. I have to remember what all I bought. I think I made the Pegasus kits for Frankie, or whatever I did. So I do have the Knight of Asperity tack kit, which kind of turns it into the Demon Horse. Maybe I'll put that on Goldie, and I think this is a Knight of Asperity, yes, kit. So we'll do that as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different versions of the horse fun is what we'll look at. So let me clear this stuff off. Let me find the appropriate hacks. I need an elf, and I need a Knight of Asperity, and then we'll go from there. Okay, here we go. I got out an elf, female elf, the elf archer, and the Knight of Asperity. Let's figure out, we'll do the Dark Pegasus last, Knight of Asperity, the elf. Let's just look at the 2 Kickstarters that we're not going to equip first and just kind of check them out. Typically, the Vitruvian Hacks packaging is reusable. Yeah, it does have just a tiny bit of tape right there on each side, but that's it. They're like a lot of Mythic Legions and Animal Wars of the Kingdom. A lot of these independent or smaller toy companies make the collector-friendly packaging where you can just slide it right out. No, it's got like the covering over the top. It looks really good. The paintwork looks really good. So it's got a stand that has 2 holes. One of these is in a ball joint. Probably so you can, I'm probably not going to do this with these because that's not the way I want to set it up right now. Maybe one of the others, I don't know. But you can use it has 2 different arms that are different heights. So then you could have it like rearing back or different things. But I believe, I hope at least, that they can just stand on their own. Really easy to pull right out. That's great. In hand, wow. So this is Sarah Francis. I'm almost positive was the Kickstarter, one of the Kickstarter exclusives. A rainbow unicorn. The paintwork is great. There's shading throughout. The underside is darker as it would be. Let's look at the articulation. So on the leg, there are 3 joints at the knee and then at the ankle, and they do pivot. So they're kind of 360-degree type thing. And then at the torso, I guess, as well. They don't really go out like that, but I don't know that a horse's leg, I mean, it does a little bit. The head is on a ball joint. Doesn't look like it twists much. So that's articulated. At the neck, it's articulated. It seems to, I don't think this is an articulation point, if you can see that. I think that's so you can take it off and put a different head on. The tail is full ball joint, and the legs seem to be identical, except that the back legs have a, the thigh moves around too. So let's just see. Does this thing just, if I just put it completely straight, even though I don't think that's the way a horse really stands. Hoofs. Gotta make sure, you know, one of the things when we're playing with toys, typically it's toys that are like the way we work. I don't have any idea how a horse's articulation works, to be honest with you. So I gotta figure it out. You know, I'm not a horse, so I don't know how their hoof joints work. Let's see. Oh, it stands really easily though. Really, really easily. So that's cool. That's cool. How does this go back in? Let's see. How is it in there? Just a little bit of bend. I don't have anywhere to put these right now, so I'm trying not to just take up all of my kitchen table space. So I'd like to put them back in their packaging. When these were announced, when this Kickstarter began, I started to amass a whole bunch of 3 3/4 figures. Between I don't remember the name of the company, Haya Toys, that makes 3 3/4 Injustice figures. They also make Alien and Predator figures, as well as like the Marines with those. So some of those. Then Boss Fight Studios, Vitruvian Hacks, Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, Marauder, Gunrunner figures. So a little bit of all these different types of figures, so I can have a huge 3 3/4 like Battle of 5 armies, especially once these started showing up, and some others. What is the name of that company that does a lot of 1/24 scale figures? They have unique army figures. Anyway, so I have a bunch that I've never displayed. The hacks used to be displayed; they're not anymore. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do now that these are here, because I've been waiting for these for some time. Let's look at this sugar skull. We're not gonna do the articulation every time because I think it's probably the same. But this one just has incredible painting. It's like the Day of the Dead type horse. I should have got 2 of these instead of 2 of Sarah Francis. I don't know why I didn't, to be honest. You could pick how many of different things you got. Yeah, that's just fantastic. If you can see that, the bone and the kind of Mardi Gras type painting, the skull itself, it's like a skull, and then the purple hair. That looks really good. That looks really good. Oh, got me in my groin. Okay, so that's a look at the Kickstarters. Now let's just actually play. We got these 3 different ones we're going to open up, and we're going to accessorize. Let's start with the Knight of Asperity in this Goldie, which is just the kind of traditional kind of goldish brown blonde horse, which I'm sure has the actual breed name. That's the one I've chosen to use for the night. I hope I don't have to use the stand. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. That way we can see how it works. Demonstrate that on camera. And these I won't put away. I'll leave out so that I can bring the camera over here and show you a close-up when we're done. I need you right now, Elf. Okay, so I'm going to take out, well, I don't know which one I need necessarily. So one goes in one goes in the other, I guess. I don't know. It's a ball joint. You have to get in there. So it has the holes, and I don't know if one is for one hole, one's for the other. I don't know that answer. I don't want to damage it. And I seem to be not having, are these the same size? They look to be the same size. Maybe I just have to be a little more firm with my handwork. Maybe I won't use the stand. But right now, it's not what I want to do. I don't want to be just sitting here over and over again doing this. See, that is not correct. These must be slightly different sized. Let me see what the other one does. I'm sorry. Does that go right into one or the other? No. I don't know what I'm doing. So maybe we're not going to use a stand. I should probably... Well, I actually did watch they made a very funny tutorial where they continue to call them horsies, which made me happy on their YouTube channel. So I support that. So we're not, after all, going to use that stand, but sorry for wasting your time on that situation. So this one with the Knight of Asperity tack kit that's right there, what it seems to do is turn it into a kind of similar to the sugar skull, like a dead horse or an undead horse. The Knight of Asperity, I think it's one of Vitruvian Hacks, Boss Fight Studios' best known figures, which is right here. It's kind of the skull type knight. The Knight of the Horde, also a great figure. I think one of them maybe won the figure of the year in the 3 3/4 from whatever news outlet. So this is really cool, actually. This is my first time opening up one of the tack kits. So it has a little model plastic horse that everything comes on. This has a real chain. There's a lot to it. And then it has, I guess that's the tail. No instructions. So you just got to figure it out for yourself, which that's troubling. So this piece must come off, okay? Does this come off? Maybe. Let's see how this works. It has to. So the top hair piece has to come off. Yeah, it looks like it does. There we go. So now it has no hair or mane or whatever. Let's see, I probably need to put that there. And then the kind of skull mask. Maybe I'll take the ears off first. Oh, maybe it goes over the ear. All right, yeah, that's how it goes. I can figure it out, just like I did Optimus Prime. There we go. So I've got his skeleton thingy on him. And this should go over, which way? This way or this way? It's got the same peg. So like the thing that goes on his neck has the same peg as the mane did. Looks right so far. Except I think maybe I'm trying to look at the picture, determine like the angles and the ways. Man, that thing does. There's some paint rub right away. I think it comes right out. Yeah, it's just the paint coming off as you try to press it in a little hard. All right, now, so that's good. So far, so good. So then this whole deal has a strap. Let's see. How does that detach? Is that a peg there? Or there? Somewhere. This should come off, right? There we go. So that pretty much makes sense. Not too terribly difficult. This has a tail on it. I wonder if that tail, I don't know where the other one goes. So his tail probably comes off. Yeah, tail's on a ball peg, so it very simply comes right off. I'm guessing that you wrap this around. Well, maybe I should have done this first, because it does seem to go through the head, and now my head is equipped. Oh wait, maybe I think this neck can come off, or the head. Maybe the head itself comes off. I don't know what I'm doing. That's one of the things when you get independent or smaller companies, is there's just you don't know, there's no instructions typically. I'm sure there's like I said, there's a great YouTube tutorial video that I did watch, but that's now been a month ago or longer. But you can also figure it out, right? We're smart people. We can figure things out. There we go. Getting somewhere, getting somewhere. Do y'all enjoy when I do kind of this live unboxing type thing? It's almost like a live stream, honestly, where I'm trial and error. So something like that is the way it works, I guess. This is a much more complicated tack kit than the one for the elf. Now, I can't, it's so tight to try to get the thing to buckle. We just may not do that today. That just may be a thing we skip. And put the head back on. All right, there we go. That went on nice and easy. What I don't know is where it has like this little tail piece. Is there another place for it? Maybe. I don't know where that goes. Because it has a tail on it. Maybe you can make the tail shorter. I don't know. I'm not using that piece because I can't figure it out. Okay. Now then, we've got that part done. Here's his other pieces. So we've got the Knight of Asperity. Extra set of stuff. I don't remember what, just accessory kit, I guess. So it has like a broken shield. So I imagine this is probably a lance type mechanic. But it has a broken shield. Oh yeah, so you can put this on top for like, his lance. This has like I don't know if that's a horse's skull on it. That's kind of creepy. And an alternate head. It's like I don't know. It's cool though. It's certainly an alternate head. So here's my Knight of Asperity. We will take his shield off, if I can remember how to do that, okay? And take his axe off. And I've got just the skull head. There's that figure there. I'll show you more close up when I get him on the horse. Oh, come off head. There you go. So now, his helmet is like the demon buzzard. That's what it looks like to me. A demon vulture, which also seems to be on his lance. So there's that. That worked well. The pieces falling off. That is the one thing with hacks. They are super duper 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 customizable. and all the things can fit on others. Challenge with that is you end up things falling off whenever you're messing with them, which can be a little frustrating, but that's okay. So I got to get him into some type of standing situation. Let's do, it's pretty good. Okay. And then we've got shield. Oh, come on there, Knight of Asperity. We just want to have you in a ready to go, ready to charge type of situation. There are little peg holes, it look like, on the side of the horses. What I don't know is how are you, I mean, do you just stick it on? That's it? There you go. Well, maybe it is just there you go like that. I don't think I've got the hoofs where it'll stay. I mean, it's got stirrups here. I don't know how you're going to get things to truly, you know, I mean, like stuff like this, like motorcycle riding, horseback riding, it's always complicated in an action figure because no matter how articulated something is, it doesn't move the way we move. So there's always some level of complication. But I feel like that's not bad. I feel like that's not bad. All right, I'm going to open the rest of this up instead of doing it on a camera and flip the camera around and show you close-ups. I'm not quite ready to show you everything, but I'm transforming this smoke into a dark Pegasus. And so you actually disassemble the front torso. So that's the way the head comes off. And then that's actually the piece I'll be putting on because it has the peg holes for the wings. And that's the neck that'll go back on. And then that's the piece I took off because it does not have the holes for the wings, which is nice instead of it always having the holes the way like certain Marvel Legends just always have a hole in the back, even though there's nothing for it. You can change the piece out. It's not easy because it's got a peg hole in the front and then on the sides, but I was able to get it off. I just thought that was interesting and I'd show you. Let's get a closer look. Here is the Knight of Asperity with the Asperity tack kit on the horse, the lance. You see like that's the helmet. What bird is that? Maybe that's his crest. It's hard to see. There's a shield. But it looks like his lance has one of those bird skulls on it. Really nice, ornate with the chain, kind of the skull mask, skulls all over. And the skulls are not all the same either. Very cool. Very cool. I have to learn their articulation to see what's the best way to have them standing. Because you can get them to balance fine, but it just feels, you know, tenuous. So here is the elk. Lots of great detail. I put the harness on and the saddle. I've got my elf. I don't know how to get him to ride it right. I think that's going to be a problem. They came with two cool knives that I have her holding instead of the bow and arrow. I didn't do that. And there's the stirrups that it's hard to get her to hold, but there's the elk. And then my favorite, the Dark Pegasus, is just incredible. I don't know if you can really even tell how nice that is. And the jaws articulated, the red eyes. This is the Nazgul's horse. That's what this is. If this was, if there was Lord of the Rings figures this size, that's what I'd be. Nice tail, the wings, and then they're all on ball joints, so you can have them do all kind of different things. Hairdryer was your friend on this because this took quite a bit of assembly to change it out. But there you go, horsies! So I do hope you enjoyed the horsies. I did. I just have so many of them, and when I purchased that all in several years ago on Kickstarter, I was collecting differently then, and I had this grand idea for one of my big shelves, like where all the Dragon Ball stuff is actually. to be this huge battle of 3 3/4 figures, which could become one day. But right now it's Dragon Ball, and I like the way that shelf looks. So I don't think I'm going to just rush to do that right now. But I like them. They're cool. I mean, the engineering and the detail and the articulation is really, really nice. And I'm sure as we get to hang out more, and like I think it's something David will enjoy playing with, you can certainly take some cool pictures with. So we will see how that develops. But I'm on the back porch. It's a lovely spring afternoon that I'm going to go enjoy. And in the video right here, so again, second episode in a row with a bunch of toys. I've tried to do more toys recently because I hadn't had a lot in a while. And like I mentioned, I'm going to take several weeks away from filming Dub Life. But no interruption to you. You will get the next episode a week from today as you're watching this, just as you always have. That's just the next time I'll film. We'll be in several weeks to get ready for that. So trying to stay consistent with the content, trying to be a positive spot in your life, something bright, something entertaining, and something uplifting to you, away from the negativity or just the silliness, even though we do quite a bit of silliness ourselves. So I hope you enjoyed it. I really do. I hope you're doing well as we're getting into June. Hopefully around the world you're able to resume some things that you'd like to resume. I know there are some things I'd like to resume. There's also a lot of new habits I've developed and things I want to continue and will continue. And a lot of new things I want to try, like hiking. So I'm excited for that stuff. And I'm preparing myself physically and mentally for that. So see how it goes. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed all this quarantine content. Maybe the next episode won't have to be as much quarantine content. We'll see. Let me know the types of things that you enjoy, like cooking with Dub. We've done a lot of recently. I've got a lot of positive feedback about that. Where I sit down at the table and actually unbox a thing, like we did with the horses, like we did with the Optimus Prime, the Transform, like some of those sections where it's longer, a little more in depth. It's raw. I'm not editing that. I'm just kind of letting you see as I experience it. Do you like that? Just what do you like? I don't think we're going to be running to San Diego Comic-Con type events with 100,000 people anytime soon. So let me know what you like to continue to see, and we'll see how it goes. But we're barreling toward 100, and who knows what happens when we get to 100. So anyway, I hope you're doing well, and I will talk to you next time. I thought maybe the bird would say it, but I guess not. Squeeze it!